pretended like he wanted to help. Yep. For at 6:10 me. He typed my last words. If you will be disrespectful, I will not help. But if you are respectful, I will help. I have already talked to my attorney, who is willing to help. Yes, I had the time to type in your chat, because at work, I can type when I'm at work all I want. Obviously, this is 18 hours ago. He typed, nobody treated you like you were retarded, and I think you'd be surprised. You should watch the video. He typed, you said you don't know why people keep mentioning things about the car when it doesn't stop the assaults. He typed, I simply told you why people are saying it. See, here's the thing, is that why are you focusing on a whole bunch of crazy cockamamie ideas instead of helping to turn it in? What I'm telling you about being assaulted and who's doing it and what's going on, changing the subject to make it about why don't I buy a new car? Why don't I just drive somewhere else? Well, the thing is that people keep on asking those same questions, and when people ask that question 5 times in one video, I'm gonna get spent on doing that, on answering that question. Anyway, he typed, I simply told you why people are saying it. So he's assuming that I'm retarded just by typing that there. He typed, I am not those girls who helped you or this other guy who has pretended to help you. I don't take no type of SHT from anyone. I am a grown Irish male. We don't play these games. Like hell they don't. A human being's a human being. Obviously, dude's playing games. And we'll get into that in just a minute. He typed, I don't care about anything except the assault stuff. Well, the assault has been by Andrew Wolnez and a lot of other people in this town, including one doctor. Does he care about the assault stuff? We'll read on further. He typed, yes, you upset me earlier. No, his opinions upset him. He typed, yes, you upset me earlier because I told you don't speak to anyone who works for the state of Oregon. Why? Because you're accusing the city and state of abuse and mistreatment. That worker is going to report to the police what you're saying in the state, what you said to him, and now they can attempt to cover their own ass. There is a reason for everything I say. Well, you know what? There's a reason for everything I say, too. Well, you guys are after the wrong things. I'm after showing the truth. Let's see. Now, this is one of many people that I personally have no friggin' clue who they are. Okay, this is the guy who wanted to, if we scroll up, there's a bunch of empty promises all up in this shit. It says, I don't care anything about the assault stuff. Let's see. Oh, we're going further. He's typing here. This is the part that really pisses me off. See, this does not help. I got papers against Andrew. What this guy is doing is not okay. He typed, come on, zoom in on that shit. I already called out Andrew and told him if he messes with you more, all of me and my brothers would be in Oregon to handle him personally. And as you see, I told him he needed to make that known. Well, I didn't see anything. How could I see it? You didn't send any evidence. He just types that, as I see, apparently. He says, as you see, I told him he needed to make that known on his YT channel, which he did. I have already started to end this harassment. Now we have to deal with the state of Oregon. But that can only happen, Sean, if you stick to the... See, this guy's already made plans for me. He's already made a bunch of decisions and started implementing felonies. Like, no, I'm not okay with this. He typed, trust me, if you have the evidence you say you do, there is nobody who can touch you. Really, because they've been doing so for 16 months. He typed, and not only did they assault you, but they also committed a crime against a disabled person and violated your HIPAA laws by going around telling people you were disabled and have disorders. Oh, even worse than that, they were trying to claim I was wanted for a murder I didn't commit. He typed, but again, I'm a no BS type of person. I want to help you as that's what's in my heart. I help a lot of people, but only if you chill out. So see, he's making all these demands and he's literally shown me nothing. He's typed all this stuff, but literally shown me nothing. He typed, stop making a fool of yourself and stop talking to Oregon State. They won't help you, and it's only going to bring you a harder time fighting them. Well, yeah. But it's better than making no effort whatsoever. Let's find another one. All right, let's see. NatalieMBollinger@gmail.com. Here we go. This is the one I exposed Ted Bollinger with. She typed okay. Oh, I should probably show the email address. She actually had two of them, by the way. Natalie Bollinger, July 30th, 2016. She typed, okay, so I guess I'll start from the beginning. So my mom left when Alicia and I were 3. She was 19 and married to my father. He was cheating and beating her. My dad told her he was going to kill her if she didn't leave, so she left us as well and moved to Rhode Island. My dad was in and out of jail, and somehow my mom heard he was facing prison time. Alicia and I, we were 8 at this time. My dad was in the run, and my mom shows up. I knew who she was, but I was told awful things about her my whole life. That she burnt me with cigarettes, etc., but part of me knew knowing it was true. I was being raised by rich wolves. My mom fought for us for months. I'm not sure if you guys can actually read that stuff. I'm trying to make it so you can see it as I'm going along, but it's not zooming in well. It says she got custody because we were being raised by awful humans. I was happy to leave, but I didn't know this woman I was calling Mom. I had a brother I'd never met, and I hated him. My mom left our family and started a new one, but he was a baby, so I didn't hate him for long. My dad moved to Rhode Island running. We went back and forth between them for years. My mom would lose us for having dangerous men around. Then we'd go back to my dad until he'd start doing drugs again. My dad got custody of us. He wasn't allowed to drink because he becomes demonic. Come on, zoom in. It says, but he's my dad, so of course he did. He was having an affair at the time, and I was woken up my screams from my stepmother, Shelley. They had 2 children by this time. He had been drinking and was trying to kill Shelley. He was hitting her face on the curb repeatedly until she wasn't moving. There was much more. But yeah, so my mom got custody for a long time. Then she married this very abusive man. It got to the point where the judge said he wasn't allowed near of us children. But he scared my mom, so she let him live with us. Meanwhile, my dad moved back to Colorado. He came and proved he was there and took Alicia and I. Shortly after, had us selling drugs for him at 13 and 14. He was hitting us and doing drugs with us while being a little too friendly. Those of you women out there know exactly what that means. She told more details, by the way. It says, so my sister told on him. This was while I knew you at the park. We were put into foster care. My mom had moved to VA to get away from her husband, and we were in and out of foster homes. I hadn't spoken with her in a year or so before I asked her to come get me. They were going to hold me in a group home until I was 21 because I wouldn't stop getting high. We moved to Virginia, and I think you know the rest, but that's most of my story. Did I know her when she was hanging down there at the park? No, I knew of her. I didn't know her name. I knew that she had a twin sister and that they were both all the ways together. I knew that she had cut her arms up one side and down the other. And I knew that she was too young to be down there. MS Anthropy typed, I'm back. MS Anthropy typed, Sean, I'm all for equality just as you are. I really usually let people stomp all over me, but you've made me more courageous. Thanks for that. Well, you're welcome. I hope you don't mind, but I'm kind of a kid when I have to be. I hope that when it's necessary that you're capable. What happens if you don't say anything? The predator gets away and gets to do it again. What happens if you do say something? Well, then it becomes a popularity contest. Let's go to my YouTube or go to my Facebook. Oh, that ain't it. All right, well, one thing I do want to show about this Natalie Bollinger thing is that I sent it out. I sent it out to a lot of different people. You damn right. Here's Bobby Forrest. He typed, I got your email, and that's almost word for word, but they both told me when I met them. They had it really tough as kids, and that's how I met Alicia. I met them both when they were really young, but back then, there wasn't a day that went by without me and Alicia talking almost all night and day. Now I have to sit here and worry about Alicia, and if I had to put my money on anything back then, it would have been for neither of them to end up raised in the shitty environments I was raised in. I wouldn't allow it. Well, he didn't have much choice, did he? And I sent this to different news stations. I sent it to Anna Alford and Sarah Bacon. These are two witnesses to multiple deaths, by the way, and threats against people's lives, and quite a bit else. Rob Gavigan, I mean, there's all these different places that claim that they cared, but they didn't. What they cared about was playing head games. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. All right, I remember that one's there. But it's got everything here from Rochelle Shelley Campbell to Danica Garner, people that were in contact with me at the very beginning, people whose lives were threatened, like Sarah Bacon and her family, and there's also a lot of other witnesses, like Samuel Leon Lawrence IV. Yeah, I literally have Samuel Leon Lawrence IV, the guy who was in the last video getting $95,000 for getting assaulted by Waylon Lolatai. Like I said, I was in contact with him. Guess who gave me his email address? He did. Someone calling himself True Blue Gamers typed, "Hi Sean." Someone calling themselves Typo AM typed, "Who is this Andrew? Andrew Wolnez." He's the guy who's been assaulting me and pretending that I killed a woman named Natalie Bollinger and that I'm a rapist and a bunch of other creepy shit. And obviously there's a lot of people here who I'm treated like they don't exist, like Mateo Talbot, for example. Let's see, Lisa Green, being Mandy. I can't remember which Mandy that is. Let's see, what does it say? Doesn't say exactly. There's several of them though. There's a lot of people like this who typed a lot of nice, pretty stuff. Like I said, there's a lot. There's also a lot of people who promise to help turn stuff in. There's Siggy Lork. Anyway, like I said, we were friends before Natalie was killed. I've sent this stuff to so many different people. But I'm a male, so it's not as important, apparently. And there's other messages between Natalie and I that show that I was trying to get help the whole time. I wasn't trying to threaten to harm people or kill people or anything creepy like that. Let's see if I can get this to work. Typo AM typed, "Hope things get better for you." We do. If you're able to go back through my videos and listen to some of the conversations with the people at Safeway when I was assaulted or threatened, you get to hear how violent-minded those people are. You also get to hear me saying how wrong violence is, how I'm against it. All right, we're on Facebook. There's a notification. Someone calling himself Eduardo Garcia likes my post, apparently. Oh, it's a thing with a friend of mine. All right, let's see. We're going to go to my account, Sean Schwartz. Let's see what we can show. This right here was my profile picture when Natalie was killed. Although that's not what we're looking for, is it? So, I posted the link to this in the last video that I made. This is literally the whole thing with Natalie that I just sent you. All the words about her life, the ones I exposed Ted Bollinger with. There's a link to this one as well. This is, let's see, Ted Bollinger. Paul Eugene? No, here it is. Ted Gene Bollinger. El Paso, Texas. Probation violation, theft, possession of opiates ×2, possession paraphernalia ×2. Let's see. And here's a screenshot. I drew a picture for Natalie Bollinger, and this guy is Stephen McMillian. He's dead now, but he liked the picture. Let's see. This is one from July 3rd, 2017. Now, I'd already been stalked by Tim Beeson for a while by this point. This is still around about 6 months before she disappeared. I typed, my biggest difficulty with Natalie was believing she was a good person. Her not understanding that having people threatening me and treat me like shit over her opinion isn't my choice. Getting over shit would be easier without assholes threatening me. It would piss me off less if I were a violent person and deserved it, or if I had threatened her or her family. But I just needed her and Maddie to call off the retards. It's not easy to do when both are pretending I am some psycho looking for prey. It's a fucking panic attack, not a murder spree. Jesus fuck. It's not the threats that bug me. It's the unwanted bullshit. I did dare her male friends to follow through. That's right, they were threatening to kill me. Stop threatening me and do it. Anyway, I typed, I did dare her male friends to follow through. But I don't want to go visit friends in Boulder and have 3 dipshits trying to assault me over someone else's shitty opinion. I deserve some fucking peace. Good person or not, I need her help. I need to not be treated like shit over having panic attacks. I need to not be threatened. Pretty simple. That's right. And with Maddie Boa claiming I did unspeakable acts to Natalie and her sister, what was I supposed to do? Police were telling me I needed to deal with it out of court, or telling me they had real police work to do, or telling me I just need to man up. Here's one from January 30th, 2017. This is almost a full year before Natalie was killed. It's like 11 months before. I typed, friend in Virginia told me she wanted to kill herself. The next day, she ran her car into a telephone pole, busted her leg up a bit, but survived with a messed up leg. Obviously, this is Natalie Bollinger I'm talking about. I typed, I went to see her. She got into 2 more accidents while I was there, and after all the crap that happened that month and her not talking to me since my birthday, I have dreams she gets into an accident. Her airbag breaks her neck, and she's pointed right at me. So not much sleep since October. Made some good memories there, but those memories hurt now. She thinks I'm a villain, and that's worse than beating me up daily. She's not a bad person. It's not her fault, but that's how she took my typing. Now, you see here, I'm literally going out of my way to take the blame for every goddamn thing. Like, maybe if I try to appease these people for blaming everything on me, maybe they'll knock this shit off, but even that wasn't good enough. I typed, how do you forget someone who dies in front of you every time you try to sleep? We don't have any mutual friends, and by this point, I was fairly certain that we didn't. But I knew that there were people that were pretending to be my friends and being assholes that way. Anyway, I typed, we don't have any mutual friends, so I'm not worried about her seeing her picture up. But I think it's rude, so I used a picture I drew of her instead. None of the people who died or left in October were her fault, but when I needed a friend to talk to, it scared her and made me feel completely alone. My panic attacks scare people away, and I can't get them back. I can't show Brandon or Natalie or Tyler or Veronica or Miss Jerry how much I would do for them. Mind you, these are all the people that people were calling me up and threatening to kill. Okay, these are the people that I stopped being friends with in Virginia in 2016 when I was visiting Natalie, and I got Tim Beeson getting a hold of me at the butt crack of whenever, telling me he's gonna kill Miss Jerry, he's gonna kill Veronica, he's gonna kill Tyler. Anyway, I typed, they were people I considered family, who I trusted. I don't trust anyone. I want to trust most of you because I really do love you, but I can't. See, there's got to be more. Let's see. I don't trust anyone. I want to trust most of you because I really do love you, but I can't. All the people I trust run away. When people I love run away, I can't tell them I love them. I can't hug them. I can't let them know how wonderful they are. And they are wonderful people. If you know them, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Just good folks. That's why I trusted them. And this is some pictures that Natalie sent me. This is what she did to her leg. Her family was pushing her to commit suicide. And she let me know she was going to do it if I wasn't already on the road. There's her leg. There's the picture she sent me of her leg. Here's one for you. Masking. The autistic practice of downplaying or concealing one's own experience to avoid making others uncomfortable. That's right, I have to hide it so that you're not uncomfortable. Because I will be harmed if you're uncomfortable, but nobody will do a goddamn thing if people assault the shit out of me, will they? Examples: suppressing stims, which I have to do; downplaying sensory discomfort, which I also have to do; making eye contact when you don't want to, which I also have to do. People are very, 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 very insistent on that at times. It also says feigning interest in a conversation. Well, what happens if I don't pretend to give a shit about your bullshit when I'm trying to get help stopping abuse? It's a good question, isn't it? And there's so much more here. This is another one of the threats that I got. This guy typed some stuff at me too, but yeah. He's just one of my trolls. Here's that picture that I drew for Natalie Bollinger in 2016. Yo, I used to be an artist once. I think one of those is from when I was working on it. See, June 20th, 2016. This is a good conversation in video here too. This one's got Sergeant Harrell in it. Of course, there's also the fentanyl issue. Here's one of my predators and stalkers, Shannon Alvarado. There's quite a bit of this. Oh, here's Bobby Forrest. He typed some real mean shit on Natalie Bollinger's last public post, the one that she posted up right after I exposed Ted Bollinger. Bobby Forrest was not very nice. He was very creepy, SOB, matter of fact. But you know what? When Alicia Bollinger went missing, he did what he could to try to help find her. There's so much on here. Oh, here's one from when I got into the car accident on my way to Bozeman. you know, ended up in the back seat, right? Yeah, whole front end of my vehicle. That's how fucked up the snow was after I went through it. Anyway, that guy who was wanting to say he was stopping the harassment, well, I went to court to try to stop the harassment. That didn't work. And Andrew Wolnez, well, I still get to see him riding by, doesn't care. Not a care in the fucking world. Last night he rode by, at least he didn't yell or curse or any of that bullshit. The thing is, I don't need some dude and his brothers threatening Andrew Wolnez. I asked Cynthia not to do that. I asked Mona not to do that. I asked a lot of people not to do that. There is a lot more on here. I mean, I could literally scroll for days. No matter what, I was never going to be allowed to turn in my evidence. I was never going to be able to face my accusers. I was never going to be allowed to show evidence ever. Anytime that I got assistance or help, the police, the volunteers, and these websuits did everything they could to cut me off. And then when I'm frustrated over it, I'm treated like a monster. Here's a lady named Jerry who was trying to freeze to death in the snow when I met her. This is a bit later. She didn't freeze to death. Her friend Carlos is pretty cool. Treated me like I'm a person. Here's one of the threats that was sent to me as well. Instead, they showed up to bully me. But you know what? At least I show this stuff. At least I share this stuff. I also look a lot of stuff up, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And the problem is, just because your rights are being deprived doesn't mean anybody cares that your rights are being deprived. This guy talking about how his lawyer will do something and about how he's got all these connections for this, that, and the other. Yeah. I'm not gonna believe that shit. You're gonna have to show me some proof. See, what this guy doesn't understand and didn't try to understand, neither does anybody else, is that I'm overwhelmed for a reason. And much of that actually does come down to having to record this stuff on YouTube. I shouldn't have to do it this way. But people are not trustworthy. They're dishonest. All right, I'm back.